Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ELCO's live stream of the ELCO versus Octorara soccer game. Please stand by for the national anthem. And welcome again, ladies and gentlemen, to the ELCO versus Octorara boys soccer game. Starting off, Octorara is going deep into ELCO territory, trying to get an opening goal here to start off the half. Last time, ELCO versus Octorara, Octorara only scored with 2 minutes left in the game, if things were to be consistent. However, ELCO, though, since then has seen a lot of improvement, especially in the last week with the game against Lancaster Mennonite, only letting up 2-1. ELCO possession here. Free quick, Free kick will be given by Reese Shuey. And he boots it away. As I said last week, Reese Shuey has got probably the strongest foot on the entire ELCO team, both for soccer and football. A fun fact about Reese Shuey, last week at the Northern Lebanon ELCO game, he attempted a 53-yard field goal Octorara with the throw-in. They'll keep it on the far side of the field. Looks like it's about to go out of bounds, and it does. ELCO possession. Ball's thrown in. Kept still on that far side. Octorara is trying to clear it out to the middle of the field there with no luck. Back out of bounds. It will be ELCO ball on the throw-in. Tyler Pia's on the save there for Octorara. Out of bounds, Octorara possession. Octorara retains possession here, kicking it down the field. But it goes out of bounds. ELCO possession for the throw-in. Throw-in made by Riley Kepley. ELCO retains possession here, trying to move deep into the Octorara territory, but with no luck. Octorara defense stalls them. Out of bounds again on Octorara. ELCO possession for this ball. Ball's thrown in on the far right side. ELCO has numbers all over that Octorara defense, but Octorara's defense is starting to push back a little bit. Their midfielders are kind of trying to condense down and keep ELCO away from the goal. Currently sprinting down the field is number 8. My apologies, number 6, Malaki Keene for the Braves. Shot on goal, but Chandler Earhart, as always, is there to stop it. Chandler Earhart played spectacularly, stopping almost 7 goals last game against Lancaster Mennonite. ELCO trying to work its way down the field. ELCO player down. The ref gives possession to ELCO for a free kick. Looks like it will be Rishui yet again going for the kick. If you want to watch Rishui again, in 4 days, he and the ELCO Raider football team will be playing for the section title against the Columbia Tide. And the goal scored by Rishui. What a goal. Off the free kick from about the 40-yard line. If we talk about his big foot, but let me tell you right there, that just goes to prove how strong that foot is. And we're off again, quickly into ELCO territory, but ELCO's quick to respond to it. Coming up the close side of the field, trying to work its way back into the defensive area of the Octorara Braves. ELCO fighting hard to try and get his way back into that goal area. But Octorara's midfielders and defenders just keep sitting back there and trying to stop him. A nice, almost somersault roll there by that Octorara player. Rishui throwing the ball in. Getting it far down the field. Almost enough for ELCO to try and get another attempt on goal, but it's kicked out just right along the close sideline. Kicked out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick as an ELCO player is knocked over. No call on that. Prepping now for the corner kick. Regretfully, we do not have the instant replay of that goal. However, we will have more ready to go for the rest of the game. Rishui on the throw-in. It was not a corner kick, my apologies. Octorara clearing it away. But yet right back into possession of ELCO. Riley Kepley trying to get it down, but unable to. That Octorara player is just a little bit too quick. Riley Kepley kicking it out of bounds. My apologies, Rishui, it looks like, kicking it out of bounds. Fighting down the field now. ELCO trying to get past those Octorara midfielders. ELCO player down, and it will be called free kick for the Raiders. Most likely being taken by Rishui yet again. And like clockwork, here comes Rishui to boot this one in. Can he make a second goal from around that 40-yard line mark? Kick is away, and it curves in. But ELCO is there to try and intercept it. Trying to use some footwork to get around here, kicking it back, but just a little bit too far to the close side of the sideline. Ball goes out of bounds. ELCO possession for the throw-in. Down the field now. Octorara's back line getting a hold of it. Play is stopped right now. Looks like it will be a Octorara throw-in on the far side. My apologies, substitution. Octorara preparing to make this throw. Goes in. Booted back away towards the center midfield. Octorara surrounding the point of impact, but ELCO was able to just kick it back up towards their midfielders. Fighting on the far side of the field now for this possession. Number 33, Jaden Grumbine was the one who got that one away. Continuing the work down the field, ball is in the air. Octorara player down, it will be a call on ELCO. Of course, good sportsmanship as ELCO helps him get back up on his feet. Free kick for the Braves. The kick is off. Trying to push down the middle of the field now, but the Raiders were quickly intercepted by the Braves. Test of speed here and a trip. Number 23, Matthew Blair on that trip. It will be a free kick for the Braves. I'm unsure if they're able to get it in quite like they did with Rishui, but we will see. Number 10, Jason Baggett, kicking it away. Gets deep into ELCO territory, but is quickly picked off by the ELCO Raider defense. Another Octorara player down, but no whistles blown. Kicked away on the far side by the ELCO Raiders. Free kick for the Octorara Braves. Yet again. And it's booted away. And Chandler Earhart there to quickly pick the ball up. Chandler Earhart has played extraordinary the past couple of days. Only a sophomore, by the way. Chandler Earhart will be back for the next 2 seasons for the Raiders. Fighting over the ball in the center of the field right now. Working its way down to the far side of the sideline, and it is just a volley back and forth, trying to gain possession of this ball. An attempted slide there to try and keep possession, but it is kicked out of bounds. Substitutions in for both the Raiders and the Braves. It will be a corner kick for ELCO on the far corner of the field. Last home game for the boys. Hopefully they can achieve this win here to give the seniors a good send-off as they pursue their future endeavors. Kicked in but quickly intercepted by the Braves defense. Kicking down the center of the field now. It's a little bit too far. Chandler Earhart will boot this away, trying to get it cleared away from the goal. Rides the close sideline, goes out of bounds. Braves possession. Quickly thrown in by the Braves. Kick back to the center of the field. They're trying to work their way in, but ELCO is just all over the place on that side of the field. ELCO player went down, but no whistles are blown. Booting it away, the ELCO defense. And it goes out of bounds. Braves will have another throw-in. As more players are being subbed on the field for the Braves. Ball's thrown in. And headed away by the Raiders, but quickly giving back into possession of the Braves. And yet again, as always, ELCO quickly gets away with it, but is kicked out of bounds. It will be ELCO ball for the throw-in. Cody Boyer and Logan Kless in for the Raiders. Still fighting along that far side of the field. Getting closer and closer to the goal. There's an opportunity here, but they kick it back away over the back end zone line. Goal line, my apology, and it will be a corner kick for ELCO on the close corner side of the field. Cody Boyer and Logan Kless both played an extreme amount of time for the ELCO Raiders against Lancaster Mennonite last week. These two freshmen have been very promising. I'm interested to see how their careers flourish as they continue playing for the Raider offense, for the Raider. Field goal is good, but however, the goal is not. Goal kick for the Braves, and is booted away back into the center of the field. Sorry, far side of the field. Another volley on the far side of the field, just outside of the 18, trying to work its way back into the middle. ELCO gets possession here, but again, the Braves midfielders and defenders are just all over the place. ELCO's unable to get the ball any further. Fighting right inside of that goal area there for ELCO. Two players down. It will be Octorara possession on that far side of the field. Unsure yet if it's a throw-in. It will be a throw-in. My apologies if that was confusing. No, it will be a free kick on the very far side of that sideline. Ball's up. Headed back towards the middle of the field by ELCO. A quick trap there, just a little bit too much power on that, as they're now fighting over it. A quick little trap, tripped over by the Octorara Braves player, but there's no flag or no whistle blown. Kicked in the middle of the field, quickly received by the ELCO team, but Octorara takes it away, and they're currently working their way down, now at the close sideline. Reese Shuey coming in to keep that ball and just absolutely clear it away. This is actually Octorara's first game back since playing the ELCO Raiders. Thrown in by ELCO. Quickly speeding his way in there to try and get the ball out, and is cleared away by the Octorara Braves. ELCO will retain possession. Thrown in by number 20, Cody Boyer, but it's out of bounds again. Continuing with ELCO possession. Reese Shuey will be the one to throw it in this time. Reese Shuey, only a junior for this ELCO team. We'll be seeing him again next year for both football and soccer. Cleared away by the Braves defense. Headed back into the center of the field by ELCO. Just fighting over for the ball right now. Moving from player to player, and it is given to the back line of the Octorara Braves. Picked up by their goalie, Tyler PIAA. Will be booting this one away. Kicking it almost dead towards center field. It is quickly headed back by an ELCO offensive player. This one will be going out behind the goal line. Tyler Piaz again to boot this one away. My apologies. It will be given to number 13, Justin Hay. Nick Biller coming off the bench for the Raiders substitution. Rishui challenging that one there. Just barely able to get it away. Quickly kick back into center field. No ELCO Raiders there. And initially intercepted, but one comes sprinting in. And that one is number 24, Camden Marquette. Rishui on the other attempted to trap that ball. A little bit unsuccessful. Kicking up the field now. Trying to work their way into that 18 area. And again, it will be picked up by Tyler Piaz. Kick back to the ELCO, but it will be out. Octorara Braves ball. Thrown in by the Braves. ELCO trying to make some moves horizontally across the field here. And it is quickly kicked back by the Braves defense. Number 6, Dallas George trying to make a move up the field. Booting it inside, and it'll be headed away, but headed back by ELCO. The opportunity is there. Just need an open man to kick it in, and it will go into Tyler Piez's hands. What a great save by Tyler Piez. His only unfortunate turn of events is just a goal that went just a little bit over top of his head and hand reach. Otherwise, he has been playing an almost near perfect game. ELCO ball, free kick. Can Rishui do it again? In regards to football, this will be from the 53-yard line. It's booted away, and it will be dropped by Piez, but he quickly recovers it. Tyler Piez booting this one away. ELCO booting it up past the midfield. Dallas George running up the field now with the ball, trying to get it inside to that middle area by the 18 in the goal box. It'll go out of bounds. Corner for ELCO. It's a great opportunity here. If they can get that right inside the goal box area, kind of collapse down, they can maybe get a goal in there. Camden Marquette will be taking this corner for ELCO. And it's just a little bit too far going out of bounds behind the goal line. Goal kick will be taken by... Waiting for a number here. Ball's away. Rishui kicking it up the far sideline, and it goes out of bounds off of the Octorara player, ELCO ball. Out of bounds again on Octorara, ELCO ball for the throw-in. Throw it down the field, Octorara possession. But ELCO quickly kicking it back into the 18. But it will be an offsides call. Almost 14 minutes left to go in this half. ELCO up 1-0 on the Octorara Braves. This one will be kicked away by Octorara. Booted very tight along the sideline and headed back by Rishui. But kicked back again by the Raiders, trying to get some kind of dispersion of the Octorara Braves here as they're really condensed inside of that area. Down the field, and whistles blown. It will be ELCO ball. ELCO throwing on the far sideline. Raider Gold is all over that area right now. Spreading out, trying to keep the field split a little bit here. Dallas George fighting for it, running down the sideline now. Seemingly being hooked here there by the Octorara defender. I'm not sure how the ref did not catch that. Out of bounds, ELCO ball. I don't believe that is the first time either that has been the case. Rishui with the throw-in. getting hit out of the 18, but quickly received by ELCO. Missing an opportunity there for the goal. Booted away by Octorara deep into ELCO territory with one player there. Offsides. Reese Shuey to boot this one away yet again. And it's up. Out of bounds on Octorara will be ELCO throw-in. Trying to kick it through his legs. It hits off, and he's knocked over. ELCO trying their hardest to get this moved outside of that little area there, and it goes out of bounds. Octorara ball. Out of bounds again by ELCO. Octorara throw-in. Being headed back into Octorara area, and it is quickly kicked out of bounds by the Octorara Braves. An attempt to save it, but just not enough. It's too deep. Currently at Octorara, ELCO girls are up 1-0. Thrown in by ELCO. Headed by what seems like Octorara, and then booted out by the ELCO Raiders. It would almost have been better to just let this one go. Octorara player is down, and we will take a break from the action as he is attended to by our medical professionals. Octorara player number 40, Gio Spacavento, will be coming off of the field. He seems to be doing okay right now at the moment. Hopefully we will see him back in the game again shortly. It'll be a goal kick for Octorara. Octorara clearing this one out. Fighting on the far sideline, ELCO will retain possession here on a throw-in. Thrown down. Kicked up and will be headed, staying in bounds. Octorara with current possession, but there are just ELCO offensive players and midfielders everywhere right now. Octorara making his way down the field. ELCO quick to try and pull it back towards the middle of the field, but it goes out of bounds. Octorara ball on the throw-in. Booted back towards midfield, but there's an Octorara player there to meet it. Cleared out, going towards the close sideline. Fight Dallas George versus that number 4 by Octorara, Kieran Lumboy. It'll be kicked back towards ELCO territory. Octorara making their way down the field with a couple of open passes there. Kicked far behind the goal line. It would be an ELCO goal kick. 3 subs coming in for ELCO. I will have their names in a moment. After another score, ELCO girls are up 2-0 with 16 minutes left in the first to Octorara. Rishui to kick it away. Trying to get a goal here, Octorara kicking it back into that goal box area, but it just goes out. Too much force on that kick. Out of bounds. Octorara ball. Number 4, Lumboy will be throwing this one in. Waiting for the right opportunity here, and is thrown in a little deeper into ELCO territory and quickly kicked out by Octorara. Raider ball. Number 20, Cody Boyer will be throwing this one in. More subs for the Raiders coming in. Thane Kale and Jaden Grumbine amongst those being subbed in right now. David Plaster and Drew Yoder also in for the Raiders. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a corner kick for the Braves. Kicked in right inside the goal box, and it goes past all of the offensive players for the Octorara Braves. Goes back out of bounds. It should be ELCO possession for a goal kick. And it is Rishui will be taking this one. A little over 6 minutes left in the first half here, as Rishui kicks it directly down into the center of the middle field. Macario Madden trying to work his way on the far sideline. Kicked out of bounds by Octorara. ELCO ball. Thrown in by number 3, Drew Yoder. Macario Madden trying to head that one, but it just goes over top of him. Octorara trying to make a little bit of a push here down the field. Octorara ball here, being kicked in on a free kick. My apologies, not kicked in, merely kicked. Octorara making a almost last-ditch effort here with only 4:45 left in the half, 4:41 left in the half. My apologies. Goal kick for the Raiders. Number 20, Cody Boyer, will be kicking this one away. Goes just past Macario Madden into the back line of the Octorara Braves. He quickly gets past him, but is booted back, clearing it away. Throwing for Octorara. Bunch of Raiders are trying to get possession of that ball. Octorara getting a little bit of an opening there, but is quickly cleared away. Octorara clearing it away, getting it towards midfield. Quickly booted back in by the ELCO Raiders. Out of bounds. My apologies. Octorara down on the ELCO defensive side of the field, trying to get inside into that goal box and penalty box area just to try and make an attempt on goal right now. They currently have 0 shots on goal, and it is quickly cleared away by the ELCO defense yet again. Fighting over it. A nice slide attempt there by ELCO, but to no avail. Another slide by Octorara trying to stop that ball, and they do successfully. Kicking it inside to the penalty box, and it is Chandler Earhart yet again, stopping that ball from going anywhere. David Plaster now trying to get the ball into the ELCO Raiders side, and they give it right back to Octorara. Ball out of bounds. It will be ELCO possession for the throw-in. Roughly a minute left in the game. Octorara needs to do everything possible to get down the field right now and get a last-ditch effort in this first half to score a goal. Macario Madden working his way to the field, quickly passing it over. Finn Kale trying now to get it across the field. Goes out of bounds, just a little bit too aggressive there. A little bit of a lighter kick would have kept that in, and ELCO had a free, open field to run down. Throw in Octorara. Octorara now inside of ELCO territory, kicking it back. Chandler Earhart there to pick it up. He'll quickly boot this one away. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And at the end of the first half, the ELCO Raiders are up 1-0 on the Octorara Braves. Octorara needs to score again if they want any hope to try and keep this game in their hands and in their possession. We will be back after halftime. Nick Miller up on his feet now. Slowly making his way off the field. We wish the best for Nick Miller and a quick recovery here. Drew Yoder will be throwing in for the Raiders. Clock has stopped at 2:58. We'll round it up, about 3 minutes left in this game. Ball's thrown in the ELCO area on the other side of the field. Fighting for it now. Kicking back, backtracking a little bit. And now down the field into Octorara territory, and it will go out of bounds. Octorara thrown. Met quickly by ELCO, and then reversed by Octorara. Out to Drew Yoder. Just a little bit too much power, and it goes past him. It will be Octorara ball. Throw in by number 14 yet again. Gavin Budzik. Jaden Grumbine kicking this one deep down the field. It looks like it will be picked up by Tyler Piez. Punting it away now. Roughly in the middle of the field. Reese Shuey there to meet, but it goes behind him. Out of bounds. This will be Octorara possession. Fighting for the ball right now with only 1:25 left in the half. Getting it towards the sidelines of the 1v1 fight. Brandon Null coming down to meet it. Running into the Octorara player, and that will be a penalty on Drew Yoder. Octorara possession. Number 14, Budzik, will be kicking this one away. .50 left on this kick. And it'll be booted out of bounds. ELCO trying desperately to keep that overtime alive, as Octorara is just surrounding the ELCO goal. Out of bounds. This will be Octorara ball. Clock stopped. .15 left. Seven seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We will be in overtime now. For those unaware, overtime will work off of the golden goal rule, which means that the first team to score a goal will win the game. There will be 10 minutes in the overtime, and if there's no score, we will go to a second overtime with a 2-minute intermission. After that, it will be ruled as a tied game. We'll be back in roughly 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And we will be welcoming you back a little bit early. ELCO is looking to finally get this last goal and win this game. It's going to be a tough one, though, as Octorara is playing extremely well in the second half. We'll see if they can translate over into the overtime. We're currently waiting to see. It looks like ELCO will receive possession of the ball to start off this first overtime period. Waiting now on the whistle. Rishui kicking it towards midfield. Handball on Octorara. ELCO now has optimal positioning to try and work something off on this side of the field. If they can manage to get the score early on, the game will be over. If not, we will continue. Rishui on the kick. Can he make the same kick as he did in the first half? And he goes short. Drew Yoder trying to get the ball now. Kicking it into deep territory for Octorara, but it's quickly cleared out. Going out of bounds, ELCO possession. Drew Yoder on the throw-in for the Raiders. Throwing it deep into Octorara territory. It is headed and out of bounds. Roughly 20 yards outside of the 18 mark. or if you're using football lines, around the 25-yard line. Thrown towards mid. Just over the head of that ELCO offensive player, and it will be Tyler Price. Booting it towards midfield. ELCO will be there to meet it. Reese Shuey trying to keep that one away from him. Heading it out to number 12, Elijah Keane. Elijah Keane using some footwork to try and get past them. Macario Madden working his way on that side of the field. Kicking it into the middle, but instantly met by a defensive player for Octorara. It is now a fight for the ball. Elijah King kicking it out towards Brandon Knoll. Out of bounds. Octorara will lose possession. ELCO will do the throw-in. Drew Yoder will throw this one away. Throw this one inbounds, not away. Opportunity here for ELCO to score, but it is blocked away by Octorara. Kicked high into the air by the Raiders. Macario Madden trying to work off, and it is Octorara ball on a penalty, offsides. ELCO fighting on the far sideline. Macario Madden knocked down almost what looked like almost a arm wrap around him. They will be given the free kick by the refs. Officials. Rishui kicking this one up the field, up the sideline. It is now a foot race to try and get to it. Octorara wins that one. However, ELCO is right on their heels trying to get that ball back. Rishui there to stop it again, kicking it back towards midfield, but no one on ELCO's side is there to try and receive it. Octorara is now moving deeper into ELCO territory, but Chandler Earhart will be there to stop the play. We're going to stop the clock as there is another injury on the field. Unfortunately, it looks like a knee injury. We are hoping for the best right now. We will be back shortly. The Octorara player, number 5, Carlos Castillo, is up. It seems like he only had a cramp, so we will most likely be seeing him back in the game shortly. Just needs to hydrate, stretch out that leg a little bit, and he'll be good to go. Chandler Earhart will kick this one away for the Raiders in the goal kick as we are waiting for the clock to start and overtime to proceed. Chandler Earhart will pick this one up to throw it away. Never mind, he will be punting this one. Getting it roughly at the midfield mark. It is a head fight between the ELCO Raid and the Octorara. Octorara winning that one. Drew Yoder and number 16, Caden Bear, will be fighting for that ball, but it gets given to Octorara. Back and forth now. Out of bounds. It will be Octorara ball off on the Raiders. Throwing it right around the 18 mark. Octorara still has an opportunity with the ball, but is quickly picked by the Raiders. That defense is just currently condensing that area. It is up in the air, and it will go out of bounds. Goal kick for ELCO. Chandler Earhart will kick this one away. Booting it back towards midfield yet again. ELCO there to quickly make work off of Octorara's stop. But Octorara kicking it back out, getting 2 players on it. It's a 2v2. Drew Yoder getting in front of it, keeping possession of that ball for the Raiders, and it will be given to the Raiders on a free kick. Rishui to kick this one away. Low ball, getting it to Elijah Keene, who kicks it back to Drew Yoder, who needs to keep it in bounds, and he does. Getting it just outside of that Octorara player, hugging the line. He's working his way towards the center. An opportunity to score, but it will be given to Brandon Knoll on the outside. Kicked across, and it will go just wide. But Brandon Knoll trying to save it, unable. Goal kick for Octorara. A little bit more of a direct kick there, and ELCO would have sealed this game. For those of you concerned, ELCO girls soccer has beaten Octorara 5-0. They will be playing on Thursday versus Solanco here on the ELCO stream and in ELCO Stadium at 7 p.m. Elijah Keene there to stop that one. Always reliable. He will be kicking this one away. Punting it up. Roughly 3 minutes left in the half, a little bit underneath. We're waiting for a throw-in right now. Octorara throw-in. Met quickly by the Raiders and kicked out of bounds. Looks like it will remain Octorara possession. They throw it in again. Headed back towards ELCO's defense and is booted towards a couple of Octorara players, but quickly they booted away, trying to keep that ball out of play. Brandon Knoll trying to get possession of it. A misjudgment there. Kendall Marquette racing down to try and stop that. My apologies, not Brandon Marquette. Landon Gettle. Drew Yoder with a throw-in. They need to stay spread on that on the 18 here to try and get an idea for a hole to open up. It'll be hit out of bounds. It should be Octorara ball, and it is. Octorara player falling on his own. An attempt to try and head it. He does make contact with the Octorara player. This will be a kick. Free kick for the Braves. Rishui heading it back towards the middle of the field. Macario Madden now trying to race across the field. Outrunning 2 defenders. Up to Brandon Marquette. Or Brandon Knoll, my apologies. Brandon Knoll trying to hold this one off the sideline. Getting it to Drew Yoder. Looking for an opportunity now. There are multiple players up the field for ELCO. He will try and make this goal, and it will go wide, but it is picked up by Tyler Piaz. And he will boot this one away. Getting it deep into ELCO territory, but it will go out of bounds. ELCO possession. With less than a minute left, ELCO needs to score. Otherwise, this game will go into second overtime. When time is not the essence, they are currently waiting a little too long. Macario Madden trying to make a play off of that. But it will be quickly out of bounds. No, inbounds. Saved by the Octorara team. Macario Marquette will kick that. Macario Madden will kick that one out. Roughly 20 seconds left. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we will be commencing the second period of overtime for this game. If no one scores in this second period, the game will be a draw and tie. Again, it will be 10 minutes. First team to score will win the game. If no score is announced, we will be going into a tie game on the record. We'll be back shortly. And we are now back for the start of the second period of overtime. Octorara holding possession to start this one off. Down the field, it will be ELCO possession here on the throw-in. My apologies, Octorara possession here on the throw-in. Octorara has changed goalies, it seems. Looks like Josh Bear has been subbed in for goal for Octorara. It's an interesting strategy as Tyler Piaz has been doing a phenomenal job for them. I don't understand why they would have taken him out. Macario Madden trying to get it over to that side of the field, but it's quickly blocked by Octorara. ELCO still in possession with the bar. Elijah Keene trying to kick it in, and it will go wide left. Booting it away. It would be met in midfield. The Raiders still having possessions, trying to keep this offensive drive alive. Macario Madden on the close side now, looking for an open Raider. Quickly moving it inside. Oh, going for the goal, but just getting over top of it. The goalie missed it, and they were unable to take that opportunity. Goalie saved the ball. Booting it away, getting it towards center field. Elijah Keane will be the one to meet it. My apologies, Aaron Schruber will be the one to meet it. Octorara throwing this one in. ELCO quickly there to meet it to try and get it more towards midfield. Trying to kick it across, but just not getting enough of the foot onto it. That's Elijah Keane there who kicked it over to Macario Madden, but he quickly loses it. Kicking down the field now on the close side. Octorara fighting desperately to try and get an offensive push. They have not had many minutes of offense in this overtime so far. It's been mostly on ELCO dominance. Macario Madden almost tripping up there. Kicked out of bounds by Jaden Grumbine. Number 16, Caden Bear trying to fight for this ball. It will go out of bounds. Octorara possession after a brief decision making by the refs. Throwing some headers in there. Rishui, the one to kick it out. Trying to just clear it away as Octorara was trying to make a couple plays there. Just a little over 6 minutes left in this second overtime period. Fighting for the ball on the close sideline now. Octorara getting just a little bit ahead in the corner. And they're trying to cross it. But Chandler Earhart will be there to stop that play. Chandler Earhart's going to boot it away. Going almost directly center of the field. It meets an Octorara player who lost sight of the ball. Fighting with Camden Marquette to try and get possession. Now Jaden Grumbine in on the action. Going back, Drew Yoder is racing down, but Rishui kicks it out. Octorara will be throwing this one in. Racing down the middle of the field, trying to cross it. Will this be the goal that ends it? No. ELCO will get it out, thanks to Chandler Earhart diving down for that ball. They're currently pushing back the throw-in for Octorara a little bit too far up the field. Number 4, Kieran Lomboy will be throwing this one in. ELCO trying to keep that offense away from them. There's a little bit of a pushing and shoving there. It's validated. The refs will not call that. Macario Madden racing down the field with Lomboy, trying to meet that ball on the close sideline, and it'll go out of bounds. Octorara possession. Quickly thrown in. ELCO quickly there to meet Elijah Keane, knocking over that player. In moments like this game will get extremely aggressive, as both teams are desperately trying to get a score here to avoid another tie. Octorara booting it high into the air. Coming down, headed in by Elijah Keane. Going out, Macario Madden now racing with Lomboy yet again, but it will be given to Lomboy for the throw-in. Under 4 minutes left. Lomboy throwing it in deep. Headed out by number 35. Laningel trying to get to that ball. Able to get there. Throwing this one in quickly, trying to get it downfield. Camden Marquette's right there to meet it, trying to cross it, but just not enough power on it. Big kick here by Camden Marquette to try and get to Macario Madden, but it will go out of bounds. Behind the goal line, goal kick for Octorara. ELCO booting it back into that territory. Macario Madden there to meet it, but Lomboy is on him. On the ground now. Macario Madden is tripped, and it will be a penalty. ELCO will have a free kick off of Lomboy. Moments like these, ELCO needs to really try and capitalize off of. Rishui is not kicking this one. It will be Camden Marquette at number 20. Never mind, number 20, Cody Boyer. It's a light little boot here, trying to get it. And it goes right over, hits the post, and bounces off. Kicked out by Octorara. This will be ELCO's ball. An unbelievable turn of events there. Just a little bit underneath, a little less power, and that would have been in. Headed out again by Octorara. ELCO's currently in a lot of possession time here, but it's quickly picked up by Josh Bear. Booting it away to middle field. Drew Yoder's there to quickly meet it. Just a little bit too much heat off of that sprint. Reese Shuey knocking down that player while trying to meet the ball. And he's still on the ground. Kicking it up the field now. Kicking up the field now. Kicked up by Octorara back towards their own goal. The goalie will kick it up. Minute 20 left, roughly. Rishui trying to get the ball away from their side of the field. Play a little slower game here. Unsure about that one. That one was a little bit more of an intentional push. However, they will let it play as this game is getting much more aggressive in this overtime. Thrown in by Octorara. Rishui there to meet it. Kicking it high into the air. It looks like it may be going out of bounds, and it does, hitting the bench of the ELCO side. Octorara thrown again. This time headed more towards center. Macario Madden trying to race for this one. He hits it, elbows it in. He has an opportunity here, and is kicked out by Octorara with 30 seconds left. They need to quickly work off of this if they want to try and get the goal. They do not have time to waste. Cody Bear throwing this one in. That'll be a corner. They have to quickly set this one up if they want the win. This could be the moment. This could be the moment that helps set this game apart from the others for the Raiders. And it hits the post again. 3, 2, 1. And this game is over. Just a quick replay on that. The ball is in an opportune spot, and it will just go off of Rishui's head onto the top post. An unfortunate turn of events for the Raiders as this game was in their hands. We hope you enjoyed the stream. It was a great effort by both teams. This will end 1-1 ELCO and Octorara. Our next stream will be the ELCO girls game versus Solanco. ELCO girls are currently looking to try and gain that home field advantage for playoffs, remaining undefeated and staying at the top in their seed. After that, on Friday, ELCO football will take on Columbia to outright win the section title for the first time in a handful of years. ELCO's offense is very, very run heavy. Meanwhile, the Columbia offense, on the other hand, is very balanced out. We will see what happens with that game. We hope you enjoyed. This is the ELCO Athletic Stream Service.